Hi everyone, it's me Leslie here with another video. Thank you so much for watching my video and thank you for subscribing. Today I'm doing a quick story time about comparisons. So when I was in high school, my senior year, my school did something called senior superlatives. And when it's your final year and the final couple months of that school year, they do like some kind of popularity contest where people vote on, the students vote on, I think it's like most athletic, best smile, best all around, best looking, most likely to succeed, and I think one or two more things. And suffice it to say, I didn't win any of these things. And like I said, I guess it's a who knows the most people, who's the most popular will win the prize. And so what I remember from being compared in that way, I mean, that's just one of many examples of being compared. But what I remember was feeling a feeling of sadness and and just feeling like, well, how do they know how do they know about me? How do they choose who the best is at this thing? And the truth is, it's a subjective thing. Normally, it's a popularity contest, but it's just subjective. And and so I'm here to talk about how comparisons, when you compare another kid to another kid, especially when it comes to, say, appearance or intelligence, that's just flat out wrong. And it doesn't feel good to a child to, for example, be compared, especially physically, to a classmate or to a sibling or a friend or something like that. I think because it's a subjective thing, I think that it's ridiculous to even go down the path of comparing one child to another. Whose rubric are we using for these comparisons? Whose rubric is the factual rubric? Whose rubric is the truth? And that's the problem. Opinion isn't truth. Opinion isn't fact. And when we go down the dangerous path of comparing one person to another, that's just a slippery slope, and it actually has huge psychological implications. And so I'm here today just to bring awareness to the negative effects of comparisons amongst peers, because it may seem like we may feel like we don't mean anything by it. And I'm not saying that I've never compared anybody, but I'm saying that now I know better. And let's say we compare two children to each other, two classmates to each other, and let's say we compare them solely on their physical appearance. First of all, why are we bringing in physical appearance to a learning facility? Like, why does attractiveness of a child, why is that? Why are we doing superlatives for that in school? Like, why would a teacher ever, or why would a principal, or why would a learning facility ever facilitate pitting one student against another in terms of judging who is the most physically attractive in a learning facility? And so that's really what I want to bring attention to. It's dangerous. I mean, say I'm the victor of this competition. For a moment, maybe that feels really good. But what does it do to the other kid who's the loser, who loses this subjective competition? What does it do to the person who got the short end of the stick? Maybe that really hurts themselves inside. And then what does it do to the person who won? Maybe it gives me some inflated ego for some reason. But then next thing you know, maybe I'm compared to this person over here, and then I'm the loser. And so it's just like this weird, unhealthy dynamic of comparisons. And like I said before, they're subjective. There's no objectivity to this. This is all somebody's rubric, somebody's personal opinion. And there are 7.6 billion people or more in the world currently. And it just doesn't even make sense. How do you compare how do you pit one person against another? Because in your parents' eyes, there's nobody out there that can replace you. Nobody can ever replace you. And maybe general society doesn't feel like you are all that in a bag of chips, but your parents do. Or at least I hope your parents are your biggest cheerleaders. So I'm going to end this video just by saying, let's all take a step back from comparing people, from comparing children, from comparing, I don't know, I think we should be more aware of the psychological effects it can have. Because number one, it's just your opinion. It's not a fact. And if your comparison, or if my comparison isn't there to raise somebody up, and it doesn't raise both parties up, like, why would I do that comparison? Unless I do want to hurt the other party involved. Especially, say, parents that compare siblings. You know, oh, why can't you be smart like your older sister? Or why can't you be as lovable as your whoever brother? How can we expect that child to feel good about themselves, or to learn, grow, and blossom by our negative, subjective feedback? And so this message is for everyone out there. This message is for myself. This message is for others. This message is for parents, grandparents, teachers, principals, anybody out there who's listening. Let's all take a step back from comparing others, comparing students to other students. Their physical shouldn't have anything to do with their ability to learn. And if you're somebody listening and you've also experienced, like, say, senior superlatives or something where they wanted to pick the person with the best smile, what does that have to do with math? What does that have to do with science and social studies? You know, why don't we just stick to learning instead of trying to pit students against each other and make one feel on top of the world while making everybody else feel like they're inconsequential. Okay, everyone. So that's what I wanted to say today, and I hope this makes sense. And if you're a teacher or something, please tell your principal to stop doing these senior superlatives or whatever, or who's the best looking in class, or who's got the brightest smile in the classroom or something like that. Please tell them to stop, because what does that have to do with them getting an education and being fed healthy ways to live? So thank you all so much for listening to this video, and until next time, bye.